Especially for children and vulnerable adults. Dahmer didn't prey on children, just adults. I think like Ted Bundy he mainly preyed on women. Sounds off topic. Nope. I had a learning disabled man try to get clever with me this way with nonsense, and Bundy the broken wing trick, and there's the boxes of Jaffa Cakes offer I got from drug and alcohol addicts in my class at Inverurie Academy, and it's okay, they said my aunt works there so I go get the gym shoes, steal them, take them out the shop, then go back in and ask for a refund. No problem, got some money, then I go in and buy the Jaffas. So next stage is I go in and steal the Jaffas without going near the checkout. Next day, hey, want to meet a cool guy. The drug addicted and alcohol addicts said also they were part of a pedophile network already looking to get me murdered, so I'm introduced to a pedophiles, and he says, do you want to fuck in public on the high street? I think it is called on the corner or junction near to the toy shop where there now is a cafe called Greg's. Before all that, Margaret Third, or Heard, in charge of fetching and giving me daily my dinner tokens, sells them to her pals, also involved with her in child sexual abuses against me and others. Seems I am the only kid on psychiatric cosh for fighting off my abusers and complaining ever since they started abusing me in the late 1960s and all through the 1970s to 1980s to the very present. These pedophiles still run our country and our child sexual abuse inquiries. Just like in the USA they have the Oversight Committee. You guys in the USA and other NATO countries, you have them there too, and I reckon a lot of them still know me, including the SAS bloke John McAleese.
This street here, this is the street where it happened. See, there's Greg's. If you look here, the guy was standing around here, I think, or here. I can't remember what that was at the time, but I know that this one, the Outfitters, used to be a toy shop when I was there. I'm only guessing, because it was a biggish kind of shop. I think this was it here. This might have been it here. Maybe. Because it was long. It was a long building, a long shop. So you go in one door, roughly where that square is, you would find the rectangle with it, you know, the cursor is where the teller was, and you just turned left and you walked along and then turned around, because there was stacked double-sided shelves right along the middle, so it was just like a corridor, like a little hall thing, and you walked along like that with shelves all along the wall, and I think here as well, and shelves, freestanding shelves all the length of the room with just space to walk around it, and it was totally cramped. And the gym shoes, as you go in, would have been, I think, about here, just where the window is, on this sign, roughly. I go in, get the biggest pair I could find that was miles too big, and get, didn't you, when you said, I've lost my receipt, these are too big, I can have my money back, please. And I'm going to go somewhere else, try somewhere else. So I get the money, and I was supposed to give it to the guy so he could go and buy drugs. And then he was going to show me how to get the Jaffa Cakes, but being the kid on psychiatric med for complaining, and I was in a home called Cobble Hall. So I went in and bought the Jaffa Cakes and didn't think that I should, well, you stole the gym shoes, go steal the Jaffa Cakes. No, I went back in and bought the Jaffa Cakes with the money. So this is where I was in the home that, see, it's no longer there, the one I'm in. This is a different one. This is for people with Down syndrome. So they say, and right on this corner here is where the children's home was, being demolished. And over there was an old people's home. That was a cow park. And there wasn't a motorway then. and all those houses. So see this bit of land here? That was the old people's home, and the garden as well. I suspect that's the garden wall, because round about here, yeah, they've still got the wall, the steps down there. That's where the old people's home was. And Harry Forbes used to steal. Harry Forbes and Alan used to go in there and steal from them. Okay. Yeah, I'll fucking bet. Let's have a look. So there's that one there. There is actually around here. I remember being in a bunker, and there was a stream. So it could have been faked, but I'd check it if I were you. Here, I would check it if I were you, because it could be fake. Because the stream, there was looked like a wartime bunker. You know, the one they tell people to build in their backyard. And it was roughly, I think we're roughly about it. Could it be here? We'll have a look. We'll just go in a little bit closer. Yeah, that's new. I'd say that's new. This is the oldest one here. Because I remember, I do remember a house being here, which belonged to, or at least was occupied by a teacher. There was two of them. There was Meldrum and Anderson. And they're criminally involved in the abuses against me as well. So I don't remember this newer one, but it does seem to have an old wall. Maybe. No, I think I remember stone. Yeah, I think I remember stone. This could be one of them, but not that new building. I'm not too sure about the new building. So anyway, it wasn't far. It was practically a little tiny paddock, very tiny paddock, really. And it had a stream. I think that I wouldn't believe it to be actually a stream, because it was coming out of a copper pipe. This is looks old, like it's been there a while, so definitely I would say that it's there. It was there. And that's when it was coming out. They were talking about finding it. This looks like it might be an old one as well. Or is it new? It's like, I remember the garages. There were garages around here. Yeah, there was garages around here. I don't know why they bother with that. Yeah, there were garages. That's a crack in there, isn't it? That's where it was. The water was coming in here. They were looking for the stream. So it could be a spring in the area, or it could be just piped in. Combo Hall was here, so it looks like, yeah, this is I think Nightingale, the woman Nightingale lived there. Yeah, she had bees. So they could be, the people that were there could be the ones that were involved in the abuse as well. That's why I'm so hostile towards these people. I just won't give up in making sure that they've got I mean, there's blood money and there's child sex money. This looks familiar too. I think some of them have been boasting online. That's a jacuzzi. Yeah, I'm going to get this lot all looked into, reinvestigate. It has to be independent because there's still a bunch of pedophiles running these organisations when they shouldn't be.